Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, interesting topic that I have here today that we dived into a little bit yesterday as a part of our live stream that we do every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check us out, live panels and call in so that we are interacting with you all. And then also I do the Friday evening rants as well. Another opportunity where I pick a topic and we have call in and live panel to discuss the topic. In this particular live show that we had yesterday, we talked a little bit about Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson and how the fight this past weekend could foreshadow what we would expect to see in that fight. And I thought it was a really interesting topic, so I wanted us to discuss it. Now, I know a lot of people believe that, Dmitry Bivol was the winner of that fight. They felt that Dmitry Bivol was the sharper fighter, the fighter that outboxed Arthur Beterbiev. And there are a lot of people that felt that Arthur Beterbiev was the effective aggressor and also won the championship rounds 10, 11, and 12. I fall into the group of the latter. I believe that Arthur Beterbiev won that fight, 115 to 113, so 7 rounds to 5. I am not mad at anyone that felt that Bivol should have won that fight. But when you're saying that it is a robbery, that is absolutely false. But we got into a really good conversation yesterday. I can't call it a debate, but it was certainly a really good conversation about how this fight might foreshadow what we would see in a Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight. Now, before we get into this, please use your intelligence. We are not saying that Gervonta Davis fights like Arthur Beterbiev, nor are we saying that Dmitry Bivol fights like Shakur Stevenson. We understand that. What I am talking about here is the overarching premise in regards to stylistically what Dmitry Bivol did in that fight versus stylistically strategically what Shakur Stevenson may do in a fight versus Gervonta Davis. Okay, so that's first and foremost. Now let's dive into it. So the reason why, in my personal opinion, that Dmitry Bivol did not win that fight on Saturday night is because after round 6, Dmitry Bivol resorted to trying to win rounds simply by flurrying for 10, 15, 20, 25 seconds. And then he was on his bike the rest of the fight. And he wasn't really all that active. Now, Arthur Beterbiev, although he was not landing the clean shots, he was the effective aggressor as far as I was concerned. And even when he wasn't landing clean shots, there were a lot of instances where Dmitry Bivol was stumbling all over the ring. And once he got tagged with anything that was even remotely clean, he got on his bike and started to move. Now, I did like how Dmitry Bivol fought in certain spurts, trying to make sure that he was positioned where a counter shot wouldn't come back at him. But as far as I was concerned, he didn't do anything in round 10 and lost rounds 11 and 12 as well. The challenge with fighting that style against an opponent that is known for being, number one, a wrecking ball in Arthur Beterbiev is that you're not going to get a lot of credit for moving around a ring as a ring general, right? And I saw a lot of people talking about that this past weekend, talking about ring generalship as it related to Dmitry Bivol. But ring generalship is not just simply you moving around. And then for 15, 20, 25 seconds, you throw a flurry and then you move some more. That's not how it works. So shout out to Big Supreme who brought this to our attention yesterday. The Association of Boxing Commissions, their rules in regards to the 10-point must system and how you actually judge a fight. You judge a fight based off of 4 criteria: effective aggression, ring generalship, defense, clean and effective punching, right? So those are the 4 criteria. If you look at Arthur Beterbiev, he would have been the effective aggressor. I think Bivol, clean, effective punching. I thought both of them did a pretty good job with defense. Ring generalship, honestly, I could not give that to Bivol because he was just moving in the second half of the fight. I think that's what killed him. Now let's talk about this. In boxing, ring generalship refers to a fighter's ability to control the pace and positioning within the ring. However, moving around the ring without engaging meaningful exchanges may not be considered effective ring generalship. Judges typically look for a fighter who can use movement strategically to create openings, control the distance, and set up offensive action, rather than simply evading combat. So in such cases, the fighter who is advancing and actively looking to engage may score higher in the area of effective aggression as long as their offense is clean and controlled. So that is the reason why I believe that in that second half, he did not win the fight. Now, let's transition to Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. Simply trying to move out of the way, as Shakur Stevenson does a lot. He does not engage a lot. That is a reason why I've always stated that I don't believe Shakur is going to beat Tank. And the reason why I don't believe Shakur is going to beat Tank is two, really. Number one, the way that Tank's footwork and speed, he's going to be able to walk Shakur down. Now, I don't think he ever really catches Shakur and knocks him out because I think Shakur is going to be so defensive. But fighting in that style where you're barely throwing punches, you're just trying to be defensive and only throwing your punches when there's opportunities to throw, when the other fighter is walking you down constantly, and eventually he's going to probably land something that is remotely clean in Gervonta Davis. I just don't think you can win a fight against Gervonta Davis moving backwards and trying to pity pat like you're scoring an amateur fight. I just don't see that occurring. And I think ultimately Shakur Stevenson will be required to take some risk, which I don't believe he is willing to take. Now, granted, Shakur could surprise us, right? I've never seen Shakur technically rocked in the ring, right? So maybe he has a chin of granite, but certainly he is adverse to engaging in a fight, right? That's not something that he wants to do. And I understand it's the art of being hit and not get hit. But still, you have to take some level of risk in order to get off your offense. And I just don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to play it too safe against a guy like Tank. That speed is going to be much faster than someone like De Los Santos. And he's going to be very, very, very explosive. So do I think Tank knocks him out? No. But I do believe that Shakur is going to fight an even less effective style than Bivol. Because I thought Bivol got off sometimes. I thought Bivol was more strategic and his game plan was better in terms of when he could get his shots off and hit the opponent clean. I don't think Shakur is going to fight a fight like that. I think Shakur is going to be on his back foot a lot, and I think ultimately that'll be the challenge for Shakur against somebody like Gervonta Davis, who, as far as name recognition is concerned, I think it's going to be a challenge for you to win a fight like that against a guy like that. So you all tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and I am out.